On today's Community Wednesday, let's break down the Rytec AMR. The Rytec was Warzone's first actually usable semi-auto sniper rifle. Since all the other marksman rifles and the Dragunov didn't give you a one-shot headshot. But despite it being Warzone's first spammy sniper rifle, it never really took off. But let's see how it compares against all the other sniper rifles, and how it compares to them in the new 300 HP Battle Royale mode. In this build, we'll be using the Rytec AMR suppressor, the F-Tac 7 straight barrel, TAC laser, Stovall TAC wrap, and the stippled grip. And for those of you who are interested, the standard scope has a 5.1 times zoom at 100 FOV. So let's get straight into the stats, starting with mobility. It has an ADS time of 620 milliseconds, which is not really that great. So definitely don't try to quickscope with a build like this. Its reload and reload add times are 5.5 seconds from empty and 4.23 if you leave one bullet in the mag. And it's got a mag cap of 5, which you'll be going through pretty quickly since it's semi-auto. Its movement and sprint speeds are pretty bad. They are not great whatsoever. And its ADS straight speed is among the worst in the game. Somehow, its sprint out and tac sprint out times are decent at 250 and 330 milliseconds. But with its hip fire spread, I do not recommend that you do this. Its stability is 2T, but this doesn't really matter since when you hold your breath, it is absolutely perfect. But its bullet velocity is 909.1 meters per second, which isn't that great since this is supposed to be for long range. And lastly, its rate of fire is 2.75 rounds per second, or 165 rounds per minute. So it gets a mobility score of 17. Its recoil score is interesting. It is a sniper rifle, but unlike the others, you can only use this thing up to 25 meters when you reach its maximum rate of fire. Even though its recoil pattern is very predictable, it's just jumping a lot. So it gets a recoil score of 25. Now for its damage. It being a sniper rifle, it's gonna have a one-shot headshot, no matter what range. In modes where you have 250 HP, it's gonna be a 3-shot kill, no matter where you hit and at any range. This means the further you are, the better the TTK is gonna be compared to other weapons. However, we will definitely not be getting these amazing TTKs, since the recoil is just way too much. But the nice thing is that whenever you're ready for that follow-up shot, the weapon is ready. You don't have to wait for it to rechamber. In modes with 300 HP, your upper torso and lower torso TTKs are gonna be pretty great, but its limb TTKs are gonna be going down to 4 shots to kill. And even with the adjusted TTK values, this is really bad at 1.09 seconds. In the second damage range, you're only going to get an above average TTK if you're getting upper torso shots. If you're getting lower torso and limb shots, it's going to be really bad. So the Rytec is slightly more usable at closer ranges in 300 HP modes, but in 250 HP modes, it's way better at longer range. But based on its 250 HP damage, it gets a final damage score of 55. And when we add up all the categories, it gets a final score of 97. This score isn't too bad for a sniper rifle, but it's not that great either. Most other sniper rifles get better mobility and recoil scores. But the problem is that the Rytec gets a bit of an inflated score thanks to its damage, even though that we can't actually get these insane TTKs at long range. But despite this, the Rytec is still a functional sniper rifle. Its ADS time isn't great, its all mobility isn't really that great, and its recoil isn't perfect. Its bullet velocity means that you'll be having to lead targets quite a lot. But despite its bullet velocity, you don't have to account for bullet drop that much. You'll just have to worry about leading your target when they're running perpendicular to you. But it's very possible to learn to use the Rytec well. But because of its bullet velocity, it can be a bit frustrating to use. So I'm just gonna tell you this. If you like the idea of a fast-firing Barrett, then try out the Rytec. It'll take some time to learn, but you can use it. However, if you just want a Barrett, just go for the M82. Its bullet velocity is a lot better, and its bullet drop is even better. Sure, its rate of fire isn't anywhere close, but at least you could treat it like a normal sniper rifle. Now to quickly answer the second part of the question that was asked. No, the markings on a scope really do nothing. Right here, I am aiming directly at a boat 200 meters away. First of all, that legend on the bottom left corner is supposed to help you find your distance by seeing how much a person fits inside of between the lines. But it makes no sense since it's pretty much upside down. The triangle of dots in the center of the reticle is also upside down. I also don't understand why the 3 is the same distance as the 10. I can't really tell what the scale wants, but it doesn't matter anyways because when you fire, it doesn't drop to a place where you would expect 200 meters. And since we can't adjust the elevation and windage on these scopes, don't worry about it too much. Long story short, just get used to your bullet drop for each of your weapons. But that was the Rytec AMR. Have you used it in the past or recently? And if so, what'd you think about it? And if there's any weapon, build, or part of the game you want me to break down, let me know. You may see it on the next Community Wednesday. Thanks for watching.